Good morning, everyone. I'm hoping you're enjoying this nice long weekend we have. I decided it's about time I started doing these weekly videos again. So here we go. It might be a little longer than usual because it's been a while since I did one, and we've got a lot of stocks to go through. And, you know, just a function of this market, there are going to be a lot of large cap stocks in here because that's where all the action is, really. The large caps have just been trading correctly. Small stocks have just been really, really bad unless they're being run up by the four horsemen looking to do dilution. The naked short issue just won't go away. It seems to have intensified here. I'll go into that a little bit more on the video, but as usual, we'll start off with the indice charts. We're looking here at the Dow, kind of no man's land here, but I will say the fact that we've got this double top in place here and looking at the weekly chart and whatnot, really, I don't think matters what the news is. They're probably going to jam this thing. It's been pretty volatile. The market is moving up and down on tweets. We went through this back in 2016 to 2020. It actually raises the volatility and gives some nice trading range for a lot of stocks. Now, if we do start to make this new push higher, one of the things we've done very well with over the last year is, the SPY 7, the big stocks, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Netflix, etc. There's usually one or two of them that are totally out of favor. And when they need to push the indices to new highs, some of the leaders that pushed everything up end up taking a back seat, and we see the laggards go on big moves. And that's why I think Microsoft and Google are two that I think are going to see a nice move. Microsoft and Google actually got hammered on their earnings because demand is so strong they just don't have the data centers out there. At least that's the story we're getting. Now here on Microsoft, it just keeps bouncing around down here, but slow stochastics are starting to curl up. So if we do see a pullback in some of these other stocks, we'll look at Google here as well. Got hammered, deeply oversold on a lot of time frames and a lot of the indicators here. So that's why I've got small swing positions in both of these stocks so that when they do make this push, and I think it might be this week. I mean, look at the moves we've seen on stocks like Netflix, Meta. They've been the heavy lifter of this rally and are super overbought. So what we've seen in the last year is when these leaders need to pull back, they push the laggards. So that's what I'm looking at here. Treasury yields look like they're top to me, which seems counterintuitive with the inflation data we were out there. But we had a huge run up when everyone's going, what's going on? And we'll probably have a huge rundown and everyone's going to be going, what's going on? But this is a good sign. We're still overextended on these interest rates, and we need them way down here in the threes for really the small cap market, which has been, for all intents and purposes, dead. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, there's 100%, 200% movers in the small stocks, but yes. And then you look a few days later or the same day and an offering hits. The biggest driver of a lot of the small cap action is offering runs by the likes of Maxim, AGP, and these offerings, I don't know if it's just me, they just seem to be getting nastier and nastier with the pre-funded warrants, please short my stock kind of paper that they're printing. And that is a big overhang in a lot of these small stocks. And why, I've been just playing around in the large cap land. I've got my small stocks, but right now they're kind of dead and the shorts are in full control, helped by these companies that continue to do these really stupid offerings with pre-funded warrants. But anyway, there has been a couple of hot sectors. The long-term stocks have just been on a tear. LTBR, one of the strong sectors, has been Nuke. LBTR, this has just been a great long-term winner. I left the notes here just to show, we've already hit our target on this one plus some, but something to keep in mind. OKLO, big leader in this sector. Naked short report saying it was fake, etc., etc. Stocks almost doubled since that report came out. And, they've been attacking LTBR. LTBR, in my opinion, has the kind of market cap which is still low compared to what market caps we're seeing out there, and the right kind of news to do what OKLO is doing. But it's probably going to need to churn for a while. I'm assuming we're going to churn in the, $10 to $14, $15 area, but when they churn, they've been given excellent trading opportunities. So, I'm going to continue to trade the moves in that. ASPI, this is a laggard in the nuke sector. And again, this is one of these stocks like OKLO who has been attacked by naked shorts saying their technology is fake. This one, I'm probably going to be looking to add to my position tomorrow, Wednesday, based on the chart. Getting a little bit oversold. It's in a nice uptrend, but in a trading range, and it's not seeing that big blowout move yet. Similar can be said for SAIH, penny, small cap under one, nuke play. They've not put out a lot of press releases. It needs to break over one. And again, like so many of these stocks down here under one, if they don't get the continued volume, they're just kind of popping and dropping. And that's not the kind of action we want to see. Speaking of shorts, quick mention on DGT or GDT, Trump Media. Of course, this company released its earnings after hours on Friday. What else would you expect for a company like this? But this is a stock that has a nice chart, and you never know. They might just out of the gate try to squeeze this stock tomorrow despite the news. This is a hype stock. Fundamentals mean absolutely nothing on this cult stock. Absolutely nothing. Now, this is one of these stocks that if they do hammer it, I think for the overall market might be very good, especially for the stocks that we trade because of the naked short component. What we really need to see is this government finally stamp down the abuses of naked shorting, and perhaps if this stock does get hit by naked shorts, we actually might. This is probably the best time we have to maybe see some change on what's going on with this crooked stuff that's being driven by pre-funded warrants, illegal naked shorting, etc., etc., etc. So, going to be interesting watch on this one this week. A small cap stock I really do like right now, but, just languishing down here is CHEK. Chart looks great, loaded with cash. Again, the problem is volume. And this is one of these stocks that some algo out of the blue is probably going to decide, yep, today's the day, and this stock's going to go 50, 75% on a squeeze. Chart looks great, just needs volume. GLTO, this is another one, loaded with cash. I think we're looking at approximately $10 plus cash per share. I think it might even be higher. I didn't look. Check out money flow here. I usually haven't put it on a lot of my charts recently, but check the money flow out here. As they've been trending it down, this is kind of an indicator of accumulation. Stochastics in the bottom. Again, this is one of these stocks. A recent big runner was NUKK that went up crazy. This is the kind of float, micro float, loaded with cash with the right news, or someone decides to flip on an algo that we're looking at possibly 100% move. So that's why, I'm just sitting in shares and waiting. Sometimes these stocks go immediately. Sometimes they don't go, as we've seen, and sometimes it takes a while for them to go. Large cap, huge winner, Intel, triple bottom into year end. Huge swing win for us, down to 25%. Even the options went up huge for us. Possible topping action right here, as I mentioned on Friday, was like timely exit, it looks like, unless it gets good news early this week, and then won't look like a timely exit. Still have a quarter position left in the swing. Still all position in my long term, and I'd probably look to nibble again is what I'm planning. If they're able to push it down towards the $21 area, at least that's what I'm looking at there. Another large cap swing play I'm looking at. This is the clear. You see him at the airport, the TSA play. Big move for us from. I left a chart the exact same way the last time we got in a few days ago. Big move up to 24.50 and just hammered back down again. Deeply oversold like it was the last time. This is another one that tomorrow and Wednesday I'm possibly going to be looking to add to my swing position, and I may even actually add some long-term shares now that I'm looking at it. LTRX, this is a repeat pattern type play. Got hammered on its earnings just like it did back in November, and as we see, after it got hammered the last time, it slowly moved its way back. So that's what I'm looking at for here. Similarly, all the moving averages are up here in the 340, 350 zone. Stochastics in the basement, you know the drill. Just a matter of sitting and waiting. Still small positions. I'm not in a mood to go overly large in any of these plays. Still very, very high cash. Playing things. And then when they start to prove themselves, maybe adding to the position, kind of like what happened on Intel and LTBR. SMCI, monster winner for us. What can I say? And just continues to bust a move. Next big key level, if we look here on the weekly chart, is a break through 50. And, you know, especially with NVIDIA continue to go on this move, this one probably has a magnet towards the 50-day up there. You know, 55, 60 is probably what I'd be looking for next on this one. App, another big long-term winner here. Again, this is a stock, as I've mentioned in the room, that I think has the potential to be the next Tesla. And by what I mean by that, you guys who've been, you know, members for many, many years, we were very early into Netflix or into Tesla. This is one of these stocks that I think the growth rate is just off the charts. Could be another one of those stocks. This is one that on the big up and down days, we were ranging as one of the large caps. I'm on the side now with the ranging part of this. Got to see it find at least a base for now. One other thing I wanted to mention quickly, Roku, again, another big long-term winner, but there's been a pattern we've been seeing recently on these big, on the large cap earnings runners. They have a big spike up, especially in after hours, then they come down, and then they tread water for a few days. And a recent example of that was Netflix. Netflix ended up getting up to, I think, 1100 or close to it after hours on the earnings day, came back down in the regular session, sideways march before drifting higher again. So this is something on Roku. You know, if it dips down, I was looking for 94s. I might even be tempted 95 area with 90, 92 stops just to see if we get that push back to the 110 area on this. And then the last stock I want to mention here is SYPR. This has been a multi-year long-term play for me, but it has started to finally get some big range. It's been worked over by shorts for a long time. Moves up on volume, gets hammered back down on low volume. They're in all the right sectors, missile defense, oil and natural gas. This is a stock, again, right back down to the 50-day moving average, the right space or defense or natural gas, PR. And this is the kind of move we're going to see here again. So that's it for the video, guys. Again, as I said, I'm going to be looking to start these up again at least once a week. I may even start doing a midweek one too. So enjoy the rest of the holiday, and I will see you all in the chat room tomorrow. Bye.